All righty. Episode 19. Roanoke Live coming at ya.
We're back, baby, and it's February. As you can tell, it has been transformed into the, I was going to say Love Town, but we're not going to say that because that's weird.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air, and so is Roanoke Live. Anyway,
my daughter is super pumped for Valentine's Day, and I ask her why. And she goes, she doesn't give me an explanation. I don't get it. Do you like?
Do you think it's because she gets Valentine's at school?
I think so.
That was my favorite thing growing up.
So it was.
Oh,
is
wait,
it a girl
actually,
thing?
I didn't. Yeah, but also, like, if you were the kid that didn't get a lot of Valentine's, that's also kind of.
Well, they got rid of that.
I feel like that was me.
Was it?
I don't remember. To
Oh
be
my
honest.
goodness. Are you
I'm just
okay?
kidding. I am okay. I don't think
Are
it
you
was.
sure?
No, I got some Valentine's.
You're like Charlie Brown?
I think it was for my teacher mostly. Like my teacher was like, "Oh, you're the kid in the corner. I'm gonna have to give you extra Valentine's."
She had like a bunch in her desk just in case.
It's like
we know Tiffany's not getting it.
Yeah, it's like from Miss Smith. Here's one from Miss Smith. You know, like, oh wait, here's another one.
Well, they got rid of that. You have to bring one for every single one in class.
I love that because you don't want a kid to get.
You don't want to be Tiffany.
Yeah, you don't want to be me. You'll wake up and have two different colored hair like this.
Oh,
that's what'll happen. And like scary music. I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness,
anyways,
that's perfect.
So yeah, along with Valentine's Day, we have we'll just say Valentine's month.
Do you like Valentine's Day though now? Like, are you going to go on a date?
Ew. Well, I don't want to talk about it.
No, you don't have to. I'm not. Valentine's Day's kind of another day.
Yeah, I think, so this would be my first Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, so probably, but I don't know what he has planned.
Also, first one's, you got to do something fun.
Yeah, but I'm the type of person, like, I'm not like the sappiest person in the world, so like I'm good with not really, like, if we want to hang out and go see a movie or do something chill, like that's
there you
fine.
go, movie's good.
Yeah, but I'm not like a
dinner and a
wine
movie?
and dine. I know, and I think like he's trying to do the wine and dine thing, and I'm like,
just embrace it.
I'm gonna try. I get so uncomfortable.
Do you like flowers?
Sometimes, yeah. I used to not like them because they die. So yeah, it's kind of depressing.
Is it?
Yeah, because I can't keep them alive, so they're like wilting on your. Like every time you walk in your house, you're like, oh, I need to water those. Just kidding, and then they die, and it's sad. But no, what do you like to do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for the kids. I get to eat their candy.
Okay.
And then I'll get my wife some flowers.
Oh, see, that's sweet. You got to keep doing that.
Yeah. We'll do that.
You got to do something special.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you guys don't go out, I think you have to get the other person something.
Yeah, just something little.
Yeah, you can't just show up and be like, yo, happy Valentine's Day, babe. I got
homie.
You nothing.
Yeah, homie.
So yeah, just a little something. Even a handmade gift's pretty cool. So
that's too much. I just go to Kroger on the way home and get a bundle of flowers.
See, you're better than me. I'm like freaking out about it like 2 weeks in advance. Like I have to make. So yeah,
what are you gonna make?
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna like make anything, but I do have something in mind for what I'm getting him. So hopefully, hopefully he's not listening to this. I'm not gonna say what it is just
don't
in case.
Spoil it because he's
his mom might listen. So
he better be listening.
Yeah, don't listen.
You.
Yeah, sir, don't listen to this. Anyways, but yeah, that's enough. That's enough of
That's
that.
enough love Valentine's Day talk.
Ew, I'm feeling all mushy gush. Bleh. Inside. Anyway.
Your favorite subject.
Yeah, my favorite subject, guys.
I'm just going to see how long I can keep this going.
I know, he can tell he's making me uncomfortable. That's why all right, well, on that note, we have we're going to go ahead and jump into a fun segment.
Yeah, we are. We're no more love talk.
No more love talk. I'm immediately changing the subject. It is called the Whisper Challenge. Rob, have you heard anything about the Whisper Challenge
So you
before?
were briefing me
I was.
right before we got started.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
and we said, just do it on the pod.
Yes.
But we're just going to do it, right?
So let me.
Why don't you explain it to those guys, because I definitely know how to do it.
I will. We will describe it, which I feel like, Rob, you don't actually.
You know.
He's like, I have no idea. So we're going to use these noise-canceling headphones.
Pretty.
Rob, I'll put them on you first.
Okay.
And I am going to reach into this little bowl and draw 5 words. So he has to guess, without hearing what I'm saying, he has to guess the word that I'm saying by the way that I say it. And the reason that I think this game is fun, I think that everybody says words differently.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're necessarily, you may ace this test. We don't know. Or you may get a 0 out of 5. And then we're going to switch, and then I wear the headphones.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do I get to pick the music, or
actually,
it has to be heavy metal?
You know what?
Only?
Fair enough, Rob. I will let you pick the music because I got to make sure this is on. All right, so it's on.
Okay. How long does this take?
Probably not. It depends how long it takes you to guess the.
Okay.
All right. So
hold on. I guess I need to take the headphones off. There we go.
All right. How do I look? You look like the Hat Man, like the Benadryl Hat Man. All right. So what music I have?
I guess it's gotta be let's go.
You can literally pick anything. We got the power of Spotify at our hands.
Sure. Just pick a playlist. It doesn't matter.
All right. Oh boy, I'm scared because you know what I'm gonna pick for you.
That's fine. We can listen. No, I just don't want anybody to yell at me.
All right. Well, I have Dad Rock. Does that work?
Sure.
All right. We're gonna go with Dad.
Dad Rock.
Hopefully
sounds
it's not too
good.
loud. All right. Now we're gonna do a test to see if Rob can still hear me.
I cannot hear you at all.
You can't hear me. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pick the first word. Okay, Rob.
Is this the loudest it goes?
I can make it louder. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure people can hear it just a little bit. All right, I'm going to say the first word.
Are we getting started? You gotta give me a signal that we're getting started.
We're ready.
Okay, all right.
All right, the first word is Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Okay, he got it. He got it, guys. All right. Wow, he may get this with flying colors. Okay. All right. I'm afraid you're going to be able to see through the paper. All right. Marshmallow.
Oh, going? We're going?
We're going. Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
What? I have a feeling that this is going to be way too easy. I should have picked some harder. All right. He's 2 for 2, guys.
Who is this?
Default.
Oh.
If anybody knows
I don't know why
Default.
I asked. I can't hear you.
Yeah. All right. Pickles.
Pickles.
Okay, I swear he can. Can you hear
Did I get
me?
it?
Yeah, you did. How do you? I think it's because we talk to each other every single day. All right, I'm hoping. All right, let's see if we can mess him up here. I'm going to whisper the word this time, and I'll just put it up on the thing.
Do it again. I forgot to pay attention. Do it again. I don't know. I don't have it. Thorat? Do not pass. Doramat.
Oh my God, I'm going to start crying.
Doormat.
No.
I give up.
All right. The word was
What was it?
It was toothpaste.
Toothpaste. What the?
All right, we messed him. I'm going to actually have to whisper going forward. I think that's the point of the challenge, but I thought if I said it, he wouldn't be able to hear me. But, oh, this is a fun one. One of my favorite words in the English language.
Waffles.
Ah, he got it. All right, good job, Rob. All right, Rob actually got 4 out of 5. All right, we can...
Done?
We're going to switch now.
Okay, all right. How do I do?
Dang, that is loud. Are you deaf? Are you deaf yet? All right, you did good. You did 4 out of 5.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Was Tiffany just talking a whole bunch of junk about me? Was she just...
I definitely cannot hear.
That boy was just talking all types of crap. I bet she was just saying everything. Between you and me, I know it. All right, we're going to get started. She can't hear me at all.
I cannot hear at all.
All right, you ready?
Banana.
Oh, nailed it. Boom.
I feel like that's an easier one to get.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of syllables. I don't know why I'm responding to you. Bubble gum.
Oh, the song just ended.
Oh, damn.
All right, put it, I was going to say, bubblegum. All right, well, that's a freebie.
All right.
Hold on, I got a louder song.
You don't want to...
Oh, Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm.
All right, there we go. Annie, are you okay? Unicorn.
Shoecorn?
Nope. Unicorn. How loud was she? Am I cheating?
Again.
Unicorn.
Got
it.
Okay.
Nailed it.
I go shoecorn?
Shoecorn.
That's not even a word.
Penguin.
Backcourt?
Backcourt? Wait, didn't you put these...
Bad corn?
Penguin.
Pack?
I'm just realizing, didn't she write these? Penguin. Penguin.
Panquin.
Close. Penguin. Penguin.
Painquin.
All right, you lose.
Penguin.
Yeah,
oh.
close. All right.
Also, headphone users, beware.
Last one.
Okay.
Meatball.
Ping pong?
She definitely wrote this.
It looks like ping pong.
Meatball.
Big bear?
Meatball.
Baseball.
Close. Meat.
Tennis ball?
Meat.
Meatball?
Got it. Nailed it.
All right.
Oh, man.
That was rough.
All right. Was it?
Holy moly.
Yeah, you really cannot hear anything.
No, I feel like I'm going to be yelling now for the rest of
the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, the rest of the podcast. All right, well,
that was fun.
That was a short but fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We were screaming at each other.
All right, well, let's just roll right into the next segment and just pretend like that never happened.
Yes.
Here we go.
That kind of sounds like Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah,
like I was just listening to it.
Yeah. Pop Goes Berglund.
Hey.
This is one of our favorite segments. And first on the docket, we got tic-tac-toe.
Now we can't talk.
Yeah, we are yelling.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We'll adjust our volume.
We're on something right now. Well, we're not actually. Actually, not. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. All right.
TikTok is back, y'all.
It is.
And it's not going anywhere.
No. Well, actually, I heard it may. I heard it's got like 30 days. I can't keep up with it.
Whiplash.
No, me neither. But for everybody out there, Rob and I talk about the podcast.
Yes,
or the podcast.
The podcast.
Oh, my goodness.
This is off the rails.
Yeah, I think that metal music melted my brain.
Yeah.
We talk about TikTok all the time. We got our favorite TikToks. We are avid TikTok users.
Yes.
And we are happy. Well, I'm happy it's back, although mine's been acting a little funny. But
So somebody said don't hit the same because you thought it was gone, so you warned it, and then now it's just back, and now you don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's like a ex-girlfriend that keeps coming back.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I already was over it.
You're like, I'm over it. No, I don't know. I haven't been on it as much as I was, but I think it's because I've just been like busy in life. But
busy.
I don't know. I still like it. I mean, I use it for recipes sometimes. So like, I'm glad it's still a thing.
Yeah.
But where would we get our news from, Rob, if we don't have TikTok?
I love it.
Me too.
And I'm glad it's back. Those 12 hours, man, they were tough.
It was.
They were tough. I kept opening the app just by habit.
What did it show when you opened the app? Because I didn't open the app.
It's not available.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kept doing it like every hour.
I must have been busy because I didn't even open it while it was gone.
Probably had a concert.
Probably on a Monday. Wait, when was it gone?
Saturday night.
Saturday. Oh, it was Saturday night. Okay, I don't even remember what I was doing. But there's that. I hope everybody likes TikTok. I hope it's here to stay. If you guys have a favorite TikTok video, please let me know.
Yeah, if there's any challenges you want us to do. I hope you guys like the ones we did for the Roanoke contest.
Yes.
We should probably at least mention that we made fools out of ourselves.
We did. If you guys haven't seen the videos, please, you can find them on our TikTok, but I would suggest watching them on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Because TikTok did copyright some of the...
Did they?
Yeah.
Didn't we get the sounds from them?
Well, we did, but they still copyright striked us for one of them. And it was the one that I had edited the GTA noise in. The very first one. So it's not, when you go watch it, it's not quite on point with our moves. So go watch it on Facebook.
Gotcha.
If I were you.
Yeah.
But
so if you see any challenges you want us to do, just
we'll
tell
do
us.
them.
We'll do it.
We're all down. We're down for it. We love TikTok challenges. We love funny videos, and obviously doing funny things on the podcast. So
yeah, like the whisper challenge.
Yeah, more like the screaming at each other challenge. So Rob, I'm gonna let you talk about the next one because, as you may know, I do not keep up with football.
So let me ask you: are you gonna watch the game?
So I actually have to work during the game, but I will try to watch it. I up at the I guess Rocky Mountain Burger Company, they're having a Super Bowl party.
So
who even is in the Super Bowl, guys? I don't even know. Is it Eagles and Chiefs?
Nailed it.
Hey!
Nailed it.
I may be far removed, but I do pay attention sometimes.
All right, who do you think's gonna win?
I want the Eagles to win, but
boo.
Yeah, I feel like, well, let's be honest.
Everyone's rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah, everybody doesn't like the Chiefs, but I do have to ask maybe a hot take question. Do you think people don't like the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, or do you think they just don't like the Chiefs because they won last year?
I think it's definitely added the Taylor Swift, and if you're one of those people,
Don't look at me. That's not why.
No, I'm just kidding. Sports throughout history, you always hate the people that win. Like when the Patriots were winning, everyone hated them.
Yeah. Well, you
when
want
the Bulls
a new
won,
person.
everyone hated them. Yeah.
Yeah, you want a new person to win.
They get sick of people winning.
Yeah. So,
Chiefs are going to win.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is going to three-peat. Book it. The score is going to be 26-22.
Whew. Tight game.
Yeah,
you think it's going to be that tight? You don't think it's going to be?
No.
What is the history of blowouts as far as?
So back in the 90s, there used to be a lot of blowouts, but the games have been relatively close.
Close. All right, that's good. At least it'll be an exciting game. So, and don't get me wrong, I do like
according to me.
Yeah, I do like Super Bowl parties because I love the food aspect of it. I love buffalo chicken dip, guys.
Oh yeah.
If somebody wants to bring me buffalo chicken dip, that'd be great. My mom's listening, like, okay.
What about the commercials?
Oh yeah, those actually are my favorite part of the Super Bowl. I think as marketing people, we love the commercials, and I swear to you, we said this exact same thing on the February podcast last year.
Did we?
Too. Yeah, because I'm sure we talked about the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure we mentioned.
All right, well, here's something new for you. Commercials are overrated.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we probably already said that too. Now
you're right. And the amount of money it probably takes, the money even locally to pay to be running in that commercial, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive.
My wallet.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, it'd be really cool.
I had for us.
Yeah, we should have done a Roanoke Live commercial. Can you imagine just like locally? Oh my gosh. Imagine coming to like our bosses and being like, so we have a marketing idea. They'd be like, absolutely not.
I don't know. Although our interviewee would probably say yes.
Yeah, that's true.
She probably would.
I think she'd go for it. Yeah, 100%. So.
All right. Well, that's it for the Super Bowl. Eagles are going down.
I don't have
Travis Kelce's going to score a touchdown.
I don't have skin in the game, so I got no comment.
Get in it.
Go commercials. Woo.
All right. The next thing we have is for all of our coworkers out there. You better be listening, because if not, we're going to talk junk.
Yeah, we are, and we're going to keep doing it.
Boom, boom.
If you listen or you don't listen to the podcast, and we can totally tell because we're giving you a month to come to us.
Yes.
If we make a rumor about you, and if you don't come to us, you're going to continue to be the rumor going forward.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
you just come up with that?
I did. So I hope you guys are listening. That's all I got to say. This is your warning.
All right.
So
this month is for Ashley.
Yes.
Our great group and corporate sales manager.
Part of our marketing department.
If you want to sponsor the podcast, reach out to her.
Yes. We would love that.
I heard she's got 6 toes.
I also heard that.
Dang.
That's why sometimes she's off balance in the office.
She does fall.
Yep. And I think she uses her 6th toe to convince people to give us money for
she's like, if you don't pay us, you gotta look at my 6th toe.
Threatens them with her 6th toe. All right, that was perfect. That's a great one.
Yeah, there we go. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Wow, we're so cut and dry today. We're just like, and that is that. We're never like this.
All right, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yes.
To the next one. What's in that bag?
Yeah. So we are going in the sense of Valentine's Day. I always think of candy.
Yes.
We are going to be trying exotic candy. So big shout out to Big Lick Exotics. We went down there, and the nice gentleman that was working at the front, he helped me pick out some really cool stuff. So it's not just all candy. It's more like snacks. But I don't know. It's in the same realm. I would consider chocolate candy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go get it. We'll be right back. Podcast magic. Here you go. And we're back. All right. Here we go. So we're going to go through and try these candies and sodas. So let's start out with the soda first. We got, what do we got here, Tiff? We got 2 Coke Zeros.
Yes. Yours is, I think, a Coke Zero, and this is just a regular Coke.
Oh, you got the Coke Diesel?
It looks like some kind of fruit. I know you guys all have to... maybe I'm not sure. Take a picture of these so you guys can see them.
All right,
so open them slowly because I think I've shook them up.
Shook them all night long.
Yeah, I shook them up before we got them. So I'm going to open this. It reminds me of that, speaking of TikTok, reminds me of that TikTok of, do you keep up with, what are the 2 guys? The one has crazy hair and they have the whipped cream. And he's like, do you want some of this on you, that? And then he puts the whipped cream down. It goes everywhere.
Okay, I gotta check it out. Send it to me.
Put it in.
It's cold all of a sudden, too.
Yes, thermodynamics.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 shakes. I just went for 10, and now, would you like some of this on your that?
Yeah. All right, well, cheers. We don't know what flavors these are, but we're going to try them. Okay, mine just tastes like regular Coke.
Yeah.
But it's not as carbonated.
Maybe it is just regular.
Ooh, we got punked. I'm just kidding. But it's pretty good.
It's definitely not as carbonated.
No, it's not.
No, here it is. Now I can taste it. Did you get it?
No, mine still tastes like a Coke. I don't... It's good, though. I will say it's really good.
Yeah.
What is yours? You said you had a different flavor.
It's like a little floury.
Oh.
Like you can taste it. Like in the back of your mouth.
Yeah,
you can,
So there's that. There's the Coke. So we're going to put that on.
We get that. I'll get that. Can we do numbers? Right. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say probably, same. Probably. Yeah. I'm not a big
Middle of the road,
soda person.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not a big soda person, so I'd say 4. Okay, the scariest thing for me.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see this. It is Lay's potato chips, and it looks like a big meatball in the middle of the plate.
Okay.
Speaking of meatballs, that's ironic. That was one of the Whisper Challenge words.
Yeah.
But I'm very scared to try these because I don't know how it's going to taste. So, Rob, we're going to get our rations here. If I can open the bag. Oh,
Need some help?
Might be here. There we go.
You got it.
All right. It smells like dog food. Smell it?
Nah. Okay.
It smells a little bit like dog food. I don't know how many chips.
And Big Lick Exotic has a bunch of different snacks.
Yeah,
so
don't get me wrong, guys.
If these don't look appealing to you,
yeah.
we had to torture ourselves, so we got the weirdest looking ones.
We did. So once again, I'm gonna call these the meatball chips.
Try not to chew in the mic though, because.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm just kidding.
I kind of like it. Oh my God, you could taste the meat. This is crazy. I feel like I'm on Willy Wonka.
It kind of tastes like I don't know if it's because I said dog food, but now I'm tasting dog food.
Definitely doesn't taste like dog food.
All right, not to give this.
It tastes like the tomato.
Well, Rob, This is for you.
All right, next.
All right, so for me, oh God, that was a 1 out of 10. Just my taste experience was not good.
Okay. I give it.
I might cry.
Wash it down with your soda or your drink.
Oh yeah, I still have. Okay, my rating, because this is about to save me. My rating for the soda went up, and then my rating for the chips went down.
I give it 6.3.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I enjoyed it.
And I will tell you,
I wouldn't get it again, but
this was a Tiffany pick. This was not a guy that worked at the store pick. He looked at me funny when I grabbed them.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't get those." So.
Okay.
Anyways, so there's the chips. We're gonna push those away from my eyesight.
Okay.
All right. So now to the fun stuff. I love sweets. Right. So he said that these Skittles were really good. It looks like boba flavored Skittles. So I'm gonna open these and see what we're about to get into.
Hey, we were talking about Valentine's Day. This could be a good gift.
It's not even Skittles; they're suckers. So Rob, I'm gonna dump a couple out, and you pick. Ooh, the watermelon one looks good. So there's those.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, these are kind of cool. I did not expect. I expected these to be.
Which one do you like?
I think I'm gonna grab the watermelon because I'm scared.
Is that what that one is? I'll go for something different.
It looks like those three are the same. So these are what they look like. I think these are going to be really good. Oh.
Yeah, I was saying though, like if you want to get something special, you could maybe go check out Big Lick Exotic here. Mm-hmm. It'd be a fun date for you.
Oh my gosh.
Good?
Yeah. This does taste like boba.
I can't even get this open.
This is a 9 out of 10.
See, this is for me is a 0.02.
Instead of 0.02. Yes, I like this. I will be finishing this after the podcast. This is really good.
It's fun looking. Oh, and there's the boba tea.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. I know you guys can't see it. It looks like a little boba cup. Okay, so this has been my favorite so far. But I don't think it's going to continue to be my favorite because I'm excited about the last
I was totally not expecting lollipops to come.
So why did you rate it so low?
I don't know. I bet you I just got a bad flavor. I just don't like this one.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's a fun little thingy.
Yes, it is.
I wanted to get watermelon, which I'm definitely gonna try after.
Yeah, you gotta try the watermelon. All right, so on to the next one. We have Chips Ahoy. This looks like a little pastry with cranberries, little pieces of cranberries in
Okay.
it. So I'm not sure. It looked really good. It caught my eye. So this was another Tiffany pick. This was not a guy that worked in the store pick. Which is funny because the ones that Tiffany has picked so far, I am 0 for...
One.
Oh, Rob, these look really good, actually. So...
Oh, snap.
Feel free. I think they're all the same flavor, so feel free to...
Go for it.
Yep, try one. These look really cute. So they come in little individual packages. They really are like little cookies.
That's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Initially, it tastes kind of like plastic, but once you get past it, definitely pretty good. It's interesting, though.
I like the texture. We don't really have anything like that.
All right.
The flavors aren't really overpowering. It mostly tastes like a shortbread cookie almost, right?
That's exactly what this tastes like.
But it's like fluffier. I
True.
liked it. The flavor isn't that crazy though.
No, it's not. And they do have different flavors. Like I said, you guys should really go check that place out. They have such awesome stuff in there. Like, it'd be a fun little date night to just try candy.
Yeah, right.
So this
what do you rate it?
Um,
Don't forget about the rating.
Yeah, I would say probably 7. That one's a 7 out of 10, and the only reason I say that, I like the texture, but it tasted initially kind of like plastic to me up front.
Yeah.
But it was good other than that.
Yeah.
Like, once you make it past that initial taste, it's pretty good.
7.3. So
Yes.
I'm like right there with you.
This next one, this is the one I'm most excited to try.
Oh, yeah.
They're little chocolate Hershey tarts. They're called Choco and White Tarts.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I don't know. I'm scared. I hope it's good.
Okay. All right, I'm digging it.
All right, guys. Initial taste test. That's really good.
Not that chocolatey, though. Oh, okay. That was good.
Okay, this one's probably my favorite, and the sucker's probably my favorite. This one's like a 9 out of 10.
Wow. You really like it.
I'm going to finish eating that as soon as we're done with the podcast. That's
Okay,
delicious.
I give it like a 6.8.
Okay.
I like these better than that.
Okay. So not chocolatey enough?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
the final? Okay.
But that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. So, again, Big Lick Exotics, shout out. They have really cool candy. I think they may be the only place in Roanoke that has exotic
Yeah, I've never seen
candy,
anything like
drinks, like snacks. I don't know if I'd get the meatball chips, but
They
other
were
than
fun.
that,
Get them
yeah,
for your a prank.
you can get them for a Super Bowl party and just
Yeah,
put them.
there we go.
Nobody will know. So that was the What's in the Bag segment for
Whoa.
us. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's keep it rolling right along.
Yeah.
That was delicious. Now time to take a nap. But before we take a nap, let's talk about the upcoming events we have in February. Tiff, why don't you tell them about what's going on at Berglund Center?
Yeah, so a couple of these have already happened. So let me go through. So February 1st and 2nd, we actually had Big Lick Comic-Con, but there is another one, I believe, coming in the fall. So you guys
I think it's
keep
around
an eye
August
out.
or so.
August. Oh, yeah, August. Okay. And then we also had Joe Gatto, one of the Impractical Jokers. I heard both of those went really, really well and were super fun. So excited about that. And then February 6th, 7th, and 8th is Rail Yard Dogs at Home. We have 3 dogs home games coming up. So you guys get your tickets. That's a Thirsty Thursday game on the 6th. I believe by the time this comes out, it will already have happened. But hopefully some of you guys went. And then, of course, one on Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry. And then February 8th, we have the Sheriff's Ball. That is also happening on Saturday with Sheriff Hash, right?
Yep.
And then we have I'm extremely excited about this one. Probably one of my favorite things coming up soon, Winter Jam.
Yes.
So we have a mixture of different artists performing. So we have rock with Skillet. I think Ann Wilson is country. We have KB who is rap, and then Colton Dixon. I don't know. He might be pop, but I'm not sure. But regardless, you guys, $15 donation at the door. You can't get your tickets in advance. So make sure if you guys want to come to that, you guys show up a little bit early to be let in. So there's that. And then lastly, on February 20th and 28th, we have Rail Yard Dogs at Home. So make sure you guys come out and support the dogs.
Yes.
And yeah, that takes us out for the month. We have some really exciting events coming up even after February. So make sure you guys go to berglundcenter.live and get your tickets for all of that. So, and we hopefully will see you guys at some of those.
Yep.
I think that is what we got.
Yep. And then stay tuned. We got an interview with our boss, our general manager, our director.
Yep.
Our queen.
Yes.
Should we call it?
Queen of Berglund Center, and we love her for that.
Yes, we're going to get to know Robyn Schon Smith, get to hear her story, play some fun games. So if you're curious on how events work, how we book events, why don't we have Taylor Swift and Bruno Mars? Stay tuned to that. We'll get into that and much more, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, everybody that listens. I've had a couple people come up to me and say they like it. So keep giving us feedback.
Let us know in the comments if there's anything that you think we can do better or anything you'd like to see us do as far as like games on the podcast. If you have somebody that's local that you want us to interview, like if you know of a local personality that you want us to have on, let us know. The only way that we know these things is if you guys comment. So just keep us informed, and thank you guys for your support on the Best of Roanoke Awards as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those videos. And this is Robyn Tiff out, and Robyn's about to come on, so make sure you don't miss that interview. It's going to be great.
All right, we'll see you guys next month. All right. Welcome to Roanoke Live. We want to welcome on a very, 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 very special guest.
Whoop, whoop.
Our fearless leader, the queen of Berglund Center.
That is I.
Robyn Schon Smith, thanks for coming on.
Thank y'all for inviting me. That takes a lot of nerve.
We'll start off by saying I love your outfit. We're going 80s theme, right?
80s theme. You know what? First thought was when Elle in Legally Blonde shows up at a party that's not a costume party, but she's in her costume like a bunny.
Right.
That's kind of the way I'm feeling right now. I thought y'all were going to take it to the
leather
limit.
jacket is amazing.
And the
ACDC. Guys, if you can see it, there's studs on the logo.
That's awesome.
I love it.
We did kind of leave you hang out to dry there without dressing up. But Tiffany's always kind of got the rocker chick vibe.
She's a rocker chick.
Like souls here.
Right on.
Yes, I love it.
Well,
my soul's just a little older than her soul. But.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Tiffany's pretty old. I don't know.
I am.
I'm crusty then.
I go to bed at 8 p.m. over here.
Well, we wanted to have you on to get to know you. We know you, but I remember listening to an interview that you did. I think I started 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I think the interview was done before that. And I think it was on PBS or something. And I was like, wow, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
It's a part of your story. So let's just start there. So like how did you get started in this industry? Like, take us on the journey that got you to the Berglund Center, getting us here.
It's been a wild and crazy ride. Fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah.
So I've always been obsessed with music.
Okay.
I mean, always. From the time I was 3 and 4 years old, singing for my dad, my grandpa that played guitars and stuff like that. And then I use little 45s, and nobody knows what that is anymore. But that's a little record.
I've heard it before.
Yeah, I heard it. And I'd use them like tambourines. So I was getting my groove on singing. And I was involved in music and drama in high school. My first job, like legit grown-up job, was at the Greensboro Coliseum.
Oh.
And I took any job they would give me because I had sneaked into concerts before.
Yeah, my girl.
You're spending all your time there. You might as well get paid for it.
Might as well get paid for it.
Yeah.
So I started as a part-time receptionist and then went full-time into advertising, which is now called marketing. And so half my day was spent in the marketing department, and half my day was in the booking department typing contracts.
Oh, okay.
Before computers.
Yes.
Like IBM Selectric and whiteout. Lots of whiteout.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
So,
no wonder that pink pen is so vicious. You
pink pen,
you didn't want to make any mistakes.
I do not. And I went from Greensboro to Detroit, worked at Joe Louis Arena, the Fox Theater, and of course we had the Cobo Arena and the Detroit Red Wings hockey team. So that was my first introduction to hockey, and that was back in the mid-'80s.
Was it hard to go all the way up?
Weren't alive.
Hey, it was right before I was alive.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was right there. I'm 87. What was it hard to go to Detroit? Like you're a Southern girl, right? Was it
I'm
hard?
totally Southern.
Yeah.
You know, it was not because I loved Detroit. The first time I went there, it's just an amazing city. It's full of arts and culture. You know, you got Kid Rock and Eminem and Driving and Crying and all the Motown artists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anita Baker lived right down the road. And the person who was my next door neighbor was Smokey Robinson's mother.
Oh, my
I mean, in an
gosh.
apartment building. She lived right beside me. She probably hated the rock music that was coming out of there. But yeah, that was what I called boot camp in the industry.
Yeah.
Because while I learned a lot at Greensboro, Joe Louis Arena was boot camp. I mean, they throw you right into the fire, and you're talking big city fire. But I loved it. I thrived there. I learned a lot. And then I was in Atlanta for a short time at the old Omni Coliseum. They raised it, meaning plowed it down and built Phillips
really?
Arena.
Yep.
But I was with the hockey team there, and the hockey team was sold and moving to Ottawa. And I love my Canadian friends, but I don't want to go there permanently.
Detroit's
I'm too southern.
Detroit's about as north as you go.
Yeah, it's about as north as I go. And the only two things I had to complain about Detroit was I had to, when I came south to visit, I'd have to stock up on Duke's mayonnaise and Gain detergent because they didn't have any of that up there. In fact, they didn't even have biscuits. Everything was on a bagel. So, and then I landed in Roanoke, and that was 27 years ago this month. And I thought I was only going to be here for 3 years. And this funny thing happened. I got roots.
Wow.
So I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Wow.
And that's the journey. And I'm still involved with music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so blessed to be able to have done this for a career. Some people are, in their 20s and 30s, and they don't know what they want to be when they grow up. And I've known since I was little.
Aw.
But obviously, getting into the business, you figure out, you know what? You don't have to be on the stage.
Right.
Right.
There are like 100 different types of jobs you can do and still be involved in live entertainment and sports that are not on the stage or in the rink. So
Yeah,
I feel really lucky.
I had sort of a similar thought. Like, I love sports, and like when you're younger, you're like, oh, I'm gonna play in the NBA. Yeah, I don't know if I ever had a shot at that.
100%.
But then, like, I remember that first moment, I'm like, oh wow, like I can make a career out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, right.
It was the same thing for me too with Robyn with the music thing. I was like, I don't think I'm like confident enough to be on the stage, but
Yeah.
I'd love to be some part behind the stage.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's crazy how we all.
Yeah.
Like I said,
That's how you
birds
can
of a
still be
feather,
involved, directly involved with
It's true.
people's success in music and sports. I mean, directly involved. Of course, our paychecks don't look like theirs, but
But hey, I mean,
but the joy does, and we get to
Yeah.
sleep in the same bed and have a dog.
it's true. And
you know,
have- create relationships in one city instead of traveling all the
That's
time.
right.
Like you
That's
said,
right.
put roots down. So,
Roots.
Yeah.
it's
So
important.
that's kind of nice. So you mentioned that you liked music. Was what inspired you to be in this industry, or was there just another line of things that? Like,
Yeah, it
what
was
inspired
totally.
music?
I don't know how the doors open when they open, but I remember going to see Rat in concert at the Greensboro Coliseum, and I was 16, I think, and I went by myself, and I borrowed my mom's car, and it was really cold outside. I remember
Borrowed.
Yeah.
Borrowed.
Hey, I'm gonna take this for a spin real quick.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And I went around to the loading dock and just kind of weaseled my way in there telling people I worked for the Greensboro
That's
News and
awesome.
Record.
Yes, I love it.
So I got to do some interviews and stuff, and then some
No way.
stagehand figured me out.
She's my favorite. My favorite person right
So
here.
that's why nobody could sneak in here, because you know all the
I
tricks.
know.
Yes.
Oh, you work for the Roanoke Times? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
are you sure? Where's your badge? Where's all these things? Yeah, that's hilarious. I love it.
That's awesome. Well, being in the industry for how long as you have, I'm sure you've seen a lot of it change over the years.
Oh my gosh. The change is crazy because, I used to say this about the 70s. When you were a musician in the 70s, you didn't have to look good. Think of some of the bands like Boston. None of those guys were good-looking guys, but they were musicians, right?
Right,
And the
right.
same thing with Rush. I mean, Geddy Lee, I love him, but he's not going to win like a GQ model position anywhere.
Yep.
But you didn't have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So then the 80s came along, and you had to look a certain way. You've got synthesizers carrying on some of the traditional acoustic, and electric instruments, but you had to look a certain way. Then the 90s come along, and nobody cared what you looked like again, because
Yep.
think grunge. 2000s came along. Now you got to have production. You've got to put on a show. You can't just get on the stage and throw off a few flash pods and, the pyro and leave people with a hot memory. You got to be good looking to a certain extent. You've got to be a great musician. You got to know production. Right. And if you can throw dance moves in there,
you got it.
Yeah, you're there. You're there.
I never thought of it like that, but that makes sense because you hear about that with presidents. It was like I think probably a little bit earlier than that, but they were like JFK was the first one that like when he was on TV, they were like, oh, this changed the whole game.
Yeah. You got a good looking president. He's kind of young.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. So we teased this interview before you got in here. We did our part, and we said. One of the things we wanted to talk to you about is some of the misconceptions. So, like, some of the comments we get are like, book Bruno Mars, or why isn't Taylor Swift here? Besides, you could talk about that one, but what are some of the misconceptions that, like, maybe people, it's not even really, I don't think it's malicious sometimes.
No.
I think it's just like.
They just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So can you talk about maybe some of those that you think that people don't fully understand?
Yeah. So to clear one thing up, Tay-Tay has played here.
That's right.
I got a little hug from her. You ought to talk to our friends over at Star Country. Several of them were back there when that happened. And her mother was real sweet. But she opened for Keith Urban, so I knew her when. She doesn't remember me now.
But she had curly hair.
But she had long curly hair. Yep.
Yeah.
So some of the misconceptions. I guess people think that we can just pick up the phone and call somebody and book them.
Yeah.
And I get where they're coming from because from the outside, they don't know the economics of what it costs to put on a show. And like we were just talking about those big productions where you've got to have, artists used to pull in the loading docks and they'd have 3 or 4 trucks full of equipment. Then all of a sudden it was 17 trucks and now it's 20 trucks. And you're like, I hope our roof holds all that.
Yeah, right.
And it will. I don't want to cause fear.
We're good.
We've done the study.
Yeah.
But picking up the phone, so I call a lot of agents and booking managers all the time. I mean, every day I'm on the phone with people, and sometimes they call me. It all comes down to the routing. Like if they know Bruno Mars can't come and play in our building because we've got 10,500 seats, and you would have to sell every seat in there guaranteed for probably $300, $350.
Right.
Every single seat, even the really bad seats, just to pay him. And that doesn't count all the production. When we have a big concert in there, we've got over 200 people working. When you look at our staff, concessions, security guards, ushers, ticket takers, stagehand crew, then the production crew that comes with the bands and stuff like that, there are over 200 people pulling the show off. Everybody's got to get paid.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of economics that go into it.
Right.
We can't do $1 million act in there without the tickets being $250 a piece.
Right.
But what we can do is look and find artists as they're going up.
Yep.
And they're, they're getting that trajectory on to stardom.
Right.
Or when they're, kind of coming back a little bit. Maybe they're in their 60s or 70s and they don't want the hardcore road life. They're only going to tour for 3 or 4 months.
Right.
And then people are my age, I would say, they've got children too or grandchildren that they want to be home for little Joe's baseball game and little Sally's dance recital.
Right.
So I love that people are putting families in the forefront now when they're making touring decisions. I'd say a lot of people do that, but there are megastars out there we can't afford.
Right. It's just basic math, really. That's what it boils down to.
Well, and not even to say we do get big names. Like Kevin James is coming here. Like that.
Oh my God.
Nate
a huge
Bargatze.
name. Nate Bargatze. Like he's on SNL like quite a few times. I mean, we still have people come through when we can get them. So I would say like it's just.
That's right.
But I'm glad. Like
I think the production is a good note
that's a good
because
point.
that's something people don't consider. Like comedy, like we get Kevin Hart. He's the biggest comedian there is in the game, right?
Right.
But there's not really much production involved. So that's
Exactly.
what really increases the price. And then we don't want to charge everybody $300.
No.
just sit all the way up and
We wouldn't feel right about something.
Wouldn't feel
like
right
that.
about that. I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, we just got to bring quality entertainment here and hope that we're providing something for everybody so that they're not hopping in the car and driving to a city within 100 miles when we've got everything they need right here.
Right.
Our Broadway series is a great example of that because we're bringing these people right off the stage from New York.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
touring, and Roanoke is so lucky to get the same production, the same sets, the same actors and everything that they have in New York or Chicago,
Right.
I just say, but probably for half the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we had Kinky Boots, there was still an ad in Times Square for it.
Yep.
Right.
And it was
Big
in
time.
Roanoke.
We've done the same thing with like Mamma Mia and Phantom
Yeah.
of the Opera. I feel our Broadway series is strong.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really strong.
We love
You get
it.
a lot of great shows.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
I think it's two things. One is how we get our customers in and out safely.
Yes.
I mean that's paramount to everything that we do. Before we open the doors to allow hundreds, sometimes thousands of people in, my mind is on, can we get them out if something happens? We've been very fortunate. We haven't had any kind of drama like
Right.
that. But it is top of mind. And I think our crew around here thinks about it too. How do we get them
Yeah,
in safe and out?
For sure.
And just managing a budget and with 200 employees. I mean, we have 150 employees on our payroll. That's mostly part-time, but we also employ probably another 200 to 250 in contracted work, area stagehands, security, and then you think about the nonprofit organizations that count on the money that they earn here in commissions.
Right.
I think Berglund Center just knocks it out of the park. For a building this size, we give a lot of people work. So it's those two things right there, but also trying to keep a diverse calendar. We get feedback that our calendar is not diverse enough, but those people are not looking in the right place because we bring something for everybody.
Yep.
And, Kevin Hart might be not be everybody's cup of tea, but he is, 6,000 people's cup of tea.
Yeah.
So thanks for
exactly
drinking
right.
the tea.
Thanks for drinking it. I love it.
Yeah, you also got. I would imagine a difficult part is everybody's kind of looking at you.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people,
Yeah.
and you make yourself so accessible that I think. I've been in other places where not everyone is as comfortable like going up to the boss, and you do a job where you're very accessible to a lot of people. So
Thank you.
I'm sure you feel sometimes everyone's just like tugging at you a little bit.
Every which way.
Yeah, and that's got to be a little challenging.
It's like being in a basket of puppies.
Yeah. Except it's one basket and one puppy.
One basket, one puppy.
One puppy.
Yeah, that's a great. I never heard that before.
One basket, one puppy.
All right, let's dream for a little bit.
Let's dream.
Now, I want you to give us your dream show,
Yes.
dead or alive, and it doesn't even have to make sense. If you could bring it, you just had your magical wand. What show would you do?
Well, if Jesus were a rock star, that'd be my number one.
Okay.
yeah.
But let's bring it back to something that everybody knows.
Oh my gosh.
Excluding the Lord and Savior.
Yeah. Excluding him, he's hard to book.
Everybody wants
Every
him.
Sunday he's tied up. Thankfully, he's not union.
Yeah.
So I think my Journey hasn't played here probably in 30 years. So that
Yeah.
was before my time. And I love Journey. So I think, but to get that party started, my girl Pat Benatar.
Oh, I was waiting on it.
Yeah, I was like,
The restraining order has expired.
okay, we have to.
So, Pat, and all my career, 30-some years, I've only booked her one time because you never book the people that you like.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll ruin it for you.
Yeah.
But I think Pat Benatar opening, and then Def Leppard.
My favorite.
And then if
And
we
then
get Journey, it's
Journey.
got to be with Steve Perry, though.
Yeah,
right?
the
With Steve
original.
Perry.
Yeah.
Now, I like Arnell. He's got
Yeah.
a fantastic voice, but I love me some Steve Perry.
Yeah, right.
And, if I'm dreaming, I'm just going to go ahead and throw Rush in the mix.
You can have 4 if you want. You can have 5.
My dream is a festival.
Yes.
Just
my
for
gosh.
me.
I love
Like
it.
an 80s rock festival. Oh, I would love that.
Oh, my goodness. That's great.
But take me back. Before Pat Benatar, my favorite vocalist was Donna Summer. I don't know if y'all know.
Yeah.
Donna Summer.
Uh-huh.
I thought she was the bomb. She's
Really?
beautiful, and she could sing, and I liked her music, and it made me want to dance, even though I can't dance. And then Pat came along. I don't need to dance. I just
You were
need
like,
to-
I'm
good.
That's what we're doing now.
Pat Benatar.
Oh my goodness!
yeah.
The Pat Benatar Laurel is deep at Berglund Center.
Oh, it's deep.
For
And
those
she
of you
doesn't
that-
actually have a restraining order before anybody takes that.
Questionable.
No, I'm just
HR's
kidding.
checking on that right now.
But yeah, it's
We have a birthday party for her every year.
Yes, we
in
do.
her honor. She has yet to show up. We would like for her to make an appearance.
Pat
at least
Benatar,
once.
if you're listening.
Put that out in the universe. I hope she's got some kind of feed out there, some kind of Google alert
Yeah, there
that
we
says,
go.
hey, they're talking about you in Roanoke.
That'd be awesome.
They've ranged. Oh my goodness, we've had it in many different locations. We listen. It normally involves food,
Yes.
and listening to Pat Benatar's
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
music.
Now, the older I get and the younger my staff is, and
Yeah, you
it
gotta-
kind of catches them when
know
I
who she
say,
is. I was gonna say I know who she is.
well, the challenge is for the younger folks is, hey, now when you come to the party, please be prepared to share your favorite Pat Benatar
Okay.
memory. And then you got
memory.
these blank looks like, memory? I don't have a memory. What song does she sing? Oh, yeah, my grandma loved Pat
Oh
Benatar.
no, it's like a shot to the
Stab.
heart, like,
Stab.
yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know. Has it ever? I bet I know the answer to this. Has it ever made it into an interview question?
Yeah, or is this the first time?
I think this is the first time.
No, I mean like when you're interviewing somebody like for a job. Have you ever?
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, several times when we've interviewed people here
Yes.
and I'm on the panel, I say, okay, before we wrap this up, I have one last question.
Oh, my, they're
And
probably
everybody
like,
think
oh.
it's going to be, well, why do you want to work at Berglund Center?
Yeah.
And my question is, so what do you think of Pat Benatar and what's your favorite song? And
they
it
panic.
stops. It's total panic. It's
Immediate
total panic.
panic.
Then I crack up and I'm like, I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
that's too
man,
funny.
that's
But
great.
if they do know, then they're hired
Oh
right
yeah,
on.
immediately on the spot. I mean,
Name your salary.
yes.
Oh, that's
So
too
you were
fun.
talking about booking people that you like, or
Yeah.
you can't do that. What are some interesting stories that you have from working here over not even here, but just along your career throughout the years? Like what comes to mind? What's one of the first things that comes to mind?
I've met some pretty interesting people, and that's on and off the stage. And I've made a lot of friends in the industry that we all feel like we kind of grew up together, and now we're all at that age where, like, we hope it doesn't end, but it's going to end. Some of the stories, I mean, just reading some of the writers that come with the artists, I mean, some of the stuff is just ridiculous. And people always talk about those green M&Ms
Yes.
or brown M&Ms, whatever the heck they were.
Yeah.
The whole reason for that is when you are, I'm going to use air quotes, buying an artist, they come with a writer that says, hey, this person's vegan and they can only eat that. And hey, we need furniture and we need 3 lamps. And it tells you everything that the artist requires so that it's kind of the similar setup for them in every city. There was a time when someone put in Van Halen's, I believe it was Van Halen, their writer, they wanted a bowl of M&Ms, but all the green ones had to be removed.
Oh boy.
Well, they weren't removed, and they weren't removed because somebody didn't read the entire rider.
Oh, no.
So somebody probably got a free concert off of that one, because if you don't fulfill the contractual obligations, which is the rider's part of the contract, then yeah, you're in deep, you know what.
I can only imagine.
Can I say doo-doo?
Yeah. Wait,
You tell
I haven't
us.
figured out how to like bleep. Yeah.
You
I was
gotta
like,
tell us those
technically.
rules. So that's what I thought. It was basically so they're making sure that you're reading it.
You're reading
right?
the rider.
Lots of stuff. The funny stuff is just like, remember that one where we had to get a picture of the last 3 former presidents and put it in their dressing room?
No way.
Oh, yeah. That's ridiculous.
It's just really silly, just so they know that
That's
you're going through
really
it.
funny, actually.
I think Elton John, one of the times he was here, he had to have all white furniture in the dressing room. And then Cher performed here a few years ago, and we had to order calla lilies from South Africa. And then, Willie Nelson eats a certain bread that is from California, so we had to ship it in. So, I mean, and it's the little things like that set us apart, too. They may require it, but not everybody delivers on that.
But we do.
I think artists come here, and the feedback that we get is they love playing this venue. Roanoke has a great audience every time we open the doors, and they know we're going to roll out the red carpet for them. So that's pretty complimentary, because they don't get that everywhere.
Yeah. Well, we got to separate ourselves. Speaking of that, and being proud of this place, is there one of those stories that you're like, man, that really meant something to me when it happened, or an event that you can think of that you're proud of? Yeah.
Right off the top of my head. So my Papa Harold, he wasn't really my papa, but he was my papa's brother, and he looked just like him. He was the last of 4, and he was a veteran of World War II, and he was at the end of his life. One of the people that he loved listening to the most was Vince Gill. Didn't even think about it, but Vince Gill and Amy Grant were performing here. It was over the holidays, I think. And the promoter, I won't say his name here because he's just a great guy. And I had talked to him about my Papa Harold, and I said, oh, he's going to be sitting on the second row. This is one of the highlights of his life. He doesn't get out much. He has to, he's got health issues. And at the end of the show, excuse me, the promoter says, where's your Papa Harold? And I said, oh, he's heading out. And he said, go get him.
Yeah.
So I literally just ran it, and he had a cane, brought him back in, and he goes, wait right here. He came out and got him and took him backstage at the theater.
That's awesome.
Now, let me just paint the picture for you. There are crews and people, myself included, in the backstage area, and we had to find a chair to sit my Papa in because he couldn't stand very long.
Yeah.
Vince Gill came out of his dressing room and started talking to my Papa. And it was like nobody else was in the room. I mean, for 20 minutes, he stood there and talked to him. Well, do you ever play guitar? Yep, I picked a little because he did. He picked.
Yeah.
And what kind of guitar? Oh, it was a Gibson. He said, oh, I love Gibson. And he just kept on. Well, by this time, Amy has come out, and Vince is telling her about Papa Harold.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
I'm like, I am witnessing this man's dream come true. And it wasn't even intentional. I didn't set it up. The promoter did, but that's just one of the things that the people that we work with and relationships we have. And it wasn't that long after that my Papa Harold passed.
My goodness.
And they even mentioned him meeting Vince Gill
Did
and Amy
they?
Grant at the funeral. I didn't say anything. He had told somebody, his pastor, I think. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is so sweet.
And that story offsets about 10 negative ones, I can tell you.
Oh, man.
But you're just going to have to wait for the book to get
Yeah,
those.
right.
I need to be retired first before I let that out.
Yeah, you guys
There's-
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, there's some stories that maybe aren't appropriate for this.
Yeah. This
one
is
day.
our Roanoke Live After Dark.
Yes. Oh, we should. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's
Now
put
we-
her on the spot. We had thought about maybe doing
An after dark.
an
but
explicit one. We think if we put one out and curse and bleep
She's
it out.
gonna have to be our first guest.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yes, she's gonna have to be our first one.
Let me see where I am in my retirement stage.
Yeah.
There we go.
She'll do book signings
so you-
too while
Yeah,
she's
book
there.
signing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. We'll
outside.
just make it a whole event.
Yeah, make it a whole thing.
So you mentioned the theater. So I don't know if everyone realizes this, but we have how many venues we have?
We have five.
Theater,
Yeah.
arena, Berglund Hall, Special Event Center, and now Bella Vista.
Bella Vista Room.
So,
Yep.
you always say your goal is, if you can, is to have all five of them going at one time, right?
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for.
So how do you even begin to manage something like that? Like if when all of those you're getting tugged in every single direction, how do you even work on something like that when all that's going on at once?
Well, I'm fortunate. I have 17 personalities, and I give them all assignments. And I'm definitely type A, so multitasking is probably in my DNA. I thrive when there's that kind of energy.
Okay.
I do thrive.
Okay.
But I would be remiss if I didn't just put the kudos where they belong. I have an awesome team. I have an awesome team of people here at this venue. I mean, every apple has a worm in it somewhere, or basket apples. And I wouldn't say that we hadn't had worms, but we've got strong, knowledgeable, skillful people who are passionate about what they do. I mean, look at this. You guys just took this podcast and ran with it, and the next thing you know, you're winning awards. So
That's right.
I love
Yeah,
that
thank you.
kind. We've got the best chef. We've got the best everybody.
Yeah.
So I definitely could not be as successful with having 5 venues at the same time if I didn't have a team like you guys, doing your thing. And the cool thing is, none of you guys have to be micromanaged. You just got that passion, that fire to go and say, I need to get this done. This is where we're going. And you do it. And I just smile. I love it.
That's awesome.
So if there's an unexpected issue that pops up or a last minute change, how do you find yourself managing those?
I tell them where Rob's office is.
Well, it depends. Now we have 2 Robs, so which one?
2 Robs and a Jamie.
Hey, there you go. That's the perfect thing. You just say Rob and then you figure it out.
Just go to Rob.
You should just go to Rob.
There's going to be issues every time we do a show.
Right.
Our goal is to make sure that those issues don't get backstage.
Okay.
So if it's with a customer or a situation out front, what we call front of house, we just address it. Everybody's got a role. Everybody's got a supervisor. And we just we try to diffuse situations. We try to reconcile situations, because there's really no issue that we've had to deal with that we couldn't solve, respectfully. And Rob, you and I could go way back and talk about a situation with ticketing in the theater.
Yeah, right.
But it was resolved. I mean, eventually it may not have gotten where we wanted it, but everybody left happy.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's all about people's safety and the security of the building and the artists and the guests and the staff. And so that has to take precedence over everything else.
Yeah, I like how you put it. There's going to be stuff that happens, but we just try not to let it get it backstage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
They don't need to be worrying about what's going on in front of house. That's where our expertise is. We got
it. Yeah, we got it.
And I imagine you have to be able to be somebody that rolls with the punches. Like, you couldn't be in your position and change freaks you out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, no, you cannot. If I will tell you this. Many, many, many years ago, I thought that I just had no patience with little things. Like I want to get onto this and I need to see results. And I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about in my personal life too. Yeah. I need things to happen.
Yeah, right.
So I just prayed for patience. Be careful what you ask for.
Amen to that. I agree. I did the same prayer. But I understand.
Seriously, because that is one the good Lord will deliver on fast.
He will.
Situations will come up in your life and you'll be going, how am I going to handle this? And then you handle it and the next situation is tougher and the next one's tougher and tougher. So I don't think that people can just roll out of bed and have the skill set to take the punches right out of the gate. I think it does require you to build up some tolerance and whether you want to or not, maturity happens. It really does. When you've had enough losses and challenges in your life, whether it's personal or professional, you do start to analyze quickly what's important and what's not important. What's worth the fight? That's what you got to ask yourself. Is this worth the fight? Just handle the situation and move on to the next one.
Right. Yeah. And then you probably become more confident in those decisions because you've seen that situation pop up and you know what the best way to handle it was.
You do. Yeah. When you've lived it like 10 times.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You've tried 9 of them and none of them worked, but the 10th one did. I'm going to do number 10 again.
Yep.
Well, let's switch gears here a little bit. We've been talking about you as a general manager, but I know you were also a professional singer, right?
I was for many years.
Yeah.
I actually got paid.
Oh, yeah. Did you bring us your album?
Yes, we have. I've never seen this. I have to see it.
You're not going to listen to it because it is definitely 80s sound.
Oh
my goodness.
Guys,
I can't.
Look, hold on, let me see.
You do it.
Guys, look at this. This is awesome. Sorry about the glare.
You got to show the back.
Oh my gosh, this is so
That's
cool.
That's so bad, bleep.
That's awesome.
It is definitely 80s music.
Wow.
So I recorded that in Detroit. And,
did you?
So cool. I love the pictures on
thank
it.
You.
Thank you.
Wait, so while you were working up there, you just cut an album?
Yep.
She said I can do both.
In my spare time.
Yep.
You know, one of the coolest things that ever happened to me from my music was I was in Asheville and a disc jockey from the rock station in Charlotte calls me at like 9:30 at night and says, you're the writer of the song, and singer? I said, yes. And he goes, how would you like 2 million people to listen to your music right now? And is this a prank?
Yeah.
These are landlines too, but people, I was going to, whatever the
Star
code was.
69.
Yeah, Star 69, I'm going after it. And I couldn't call fast enough the people that were involved in the project to say, turn your radio on.
Oh, my goodness.
2 million people. 2 million people. So I said, okay, drop the mic. I'm good now.
Yeah, you're like, I did what I set out to do.
I said,
So awesome.
Wow.
And then I wanted to show everybody what my very first album was.
Yes.
All right. You guys can see this.
That's the holy grail of albums for me right there. The greatest hits of Elton John. I think that's circa about 1976, 77.
What a cool...
Yeah,
I love that. Thank you for bringing those.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the colorization of your album too. How it has the like the pink purple. That is just so cool. That's probably one of the coolest things. Like,
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So like Did you record before you went up to Detroit? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, I'd been writing songs since I was 14 and putting some music out
that's
in different
awesome.
places and singing in different places. And I had people calling me, I mean, from Greensboro and Eden and Henry County, Virginia. Hey, you written these songs, and so said you wrote this song for them, blah, 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 blah. Can you help us write the lyrics? Because the lyrics were my thing, the poetry of the lyrics. And I was like, yeah. So I helped a bunch of people back where I'm from write music. Now, nobody got famous, but one of the most awesome things I ever got to do was somebody heard about my songwriting and invited me to Nashville for 3 days to sit there and write some lyrics to some songs. And they pitched them to different artists like Jody Messina and Patti Lovelace and people like that. But, these artists get these tapes in, tapes. What is that? They get these tapes in like by the thousands.
Yeah.
And they've got a whole team of people going through them. So I didn't make the cut, but it was fun doing it. It was a great experience.
I mean, that's still so cool. That's probably one of the coolest things. Like I didn't know about this, so I'm like shocked.
Very
It's so
modest
cool.
about it.
Yeah,
Every so often we get a little bit of
a little bit of Robyn.
voice.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you did some shows up in Detroit, right? Or
Yeah.
So would you get some rough crowds up there, or like how were those shows?
Like where? Yeah. What venues? What was it like up there performing?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were just out. I mean, you think about the big people like Alice Cooper and Ted Nugent. I don't want to talk about that too much. And there's just so much music up there, so much grassroots music that
it's
people
so
were
rich.
always looking for people to open for other people and open for openers.
Yeah.
And I remember in the building I lived in, there's a place right across the street called St. Andrews. And St. Andrews was an old church turned into a nightclub. And Eminem used to play over there. And you'd look down,
That's crazy.
and go, oh, that's a big crowd. Oh, it's Eminem playing. And,
Yeah.
and then the next thing you know, 8 Mile happened.
Wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The biggest, most selling artist in hip hop.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Everybody gets their start somewhere,
That's
so
right.
Yeah. So you mentioned writing songs, but you're a published author as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us about it.
It's just a first collection of poetry. It's got 50 poems in it, and I probably have 1,000 poems, but I had to select, what could go in there without losing people. But I've written screenplays and pilots, and I've written a teleplay. So for TV, I was trying to pitch that. I'm still trying to pitch that. I've written a novella, and now I have also written a historical fiction. So what that basically is taking some historical story, doing all the research on it.
Wow.
But you don't know the people's exact conversation, so you got a bit
Right.
creative, right? So you add some creativity to the historical part of it to make it interesting, and that's where I really, really love writing because I love doing all the research. I love interviewing people and pulling the story together and then putting my own little twist to it. I love that stuff.
Yeah, well, I know you say when you finally retire, or when I don't know when it will be, probably not anytime soon, knowing you, but you want to write go in and do your writing, right? That's kind of what your plan is.
I'm writing now, and I'm going to continue to write, but I do relish the thought of being able to do it regularly.
Right.
Like Stephen King would get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, have his breakfast, take a walk for a couple of miles, then he would come back and write from like 10 until 2 every single day.
Yeah.
And he had something like a goal of 10,000 words. Oh, that's crazy writing right there, but he's
Tapping
very
away.
prolific. Now, I don't want to write 10,000 words a day. My fingers will fall off, but I do want to. I want to spend more time doing that.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine you have the time. Would have the time.
Yeah, I was
right
going to
now.
say the fact that you're even writing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, awesome, Robyn. Well, we wanted to ask you one final question, and then we'll move on to a fun game.
Okay.
What's your vision for this venue in the future, and then how do you think it fits into this community long term?
I love the progress that we've made here, especially in the last 10 years. We've come a long way in the almost 30 years I've been here. But my vision is to see so much of it remodeled, restored. Some of the ugly stuff, the non-sexy stuff that people don't see, you know, the infrastructure. Just improve that so that when I leave, I'm going to leave it in way better condition than the way I found it. I think we owe that to the people who worked here the first 30 years.
Right.
Because they put their heart and soul into it. I would imagine a lot of them did. So many of them have passed away now. You know, 2 people they lost their lives building this building during the construction phase of it. And then, of course, the location of it, too, has some stigma because of during urban renewal.
Right.
So, you know, if people had to sacrifice that much for this venue, I think we owe it to all of them and to leave a good legacy. And I
For
just want to
sure.
see people happy when they come here
I love
and
that.
still enjoying live entertainment. AI is happening and all these things out in the world, and you just wonder again, how is that going to change live entertainment and sports? I don't want it to change it.
Me neither.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I
think
people still crave the in person, like that person being in front of them.
you can't reproduce the energy that you get at a
Cannot.
concert.
And COVID proved that.
Right.
COVID
Right. They
proved
tried to
that.
do the virtual stuff, and
Yep.
nothing beats the real thing on
Exactly.
that. Now maybe we get some like past artists that aren't with us anymore performing up there.
Yeah.
I could see something
You talking
like
about
that.
like Ghost?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. I'm just kidding. Well, I was gonna say I see what you did there.
The Tupac hologram, but more,
there you go.
but
That'd be
more
crazy.
accurate. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah,
but
well,
They're
like
doing
Kurt talked
hologram
about-
concerts now.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston's has a show. I mean, it's a show about Whitney Houston, but it's her singing and Elvis Presley too. So it's crazy, isn't it?
but you always need the venue to put it on.
You need
I
the
think.
venue. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I think that the improvements that I've seen in this place is just unbelievable. I remember when we first got here, those ugly yellow seats.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
yes. Oh, I remember coming.
seats.
And they were
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
The springs coming up in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know it's been a couple years, but like all those improvements we made inside of the arena, like how many times do we have an artist show up and they'd be like, wow, I don't even recognize this thing.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
That have played here, and promoters have said that too.
Right.
Have we played Roanoke before? Like 5 times.
Yeah.
You're like,
And
Just
they're like,
looks
this is
like
like a
different.
new arena. And you know, a big shout out to our rail yard dogs too.
Yeah.
Because they keep us thriving as
They
well,
definitely
and
do.
they bring so many people out here that probably maybe they don't like music or they don't like XYZ,
Right.
but they love hockey, and we've given them a great venue to play in
Absolutely.
and be rabid fans. We
Yeah.
love that. We love it.
Yeah, we didn't really even touch on hockey so much. I feel like we could do like a part 2 maybe with you at some point.
We could talk hockey.
Because I know your love for hockey and how you were instrumental in bringing them here. So maybe we'll do a part 2 over the summer or something.
Yeah.
But before we do that, before we let you go, we wanted to play a game with you if you're cool with that. We know we love the 80s.
Oh,
we
my
love the
goodness.
outfit with the studded shirt.
we have the magical trivia bowl.
Yeah. Is that what
so-
it's named?
Yes, that's what we're gonna call it.
Okay.
So Rob and I will.
I
take
think if it's
her
going to be
questions.
magical, I think you need to put some glitter on it or something.
Can it wear like heart sunglasses?
Yeah, there we go.
Well, you know, the
Oh,
Aquanet,
we can put some
It's
Aquanet
magic.
on it.
it held my hair up for over a decade.
I'm just saying. We
Just
got
saying.
Aquanet.
Oh,
So-
man. All right, so we're going to randomly pull questions out here, and then we want to see how good. You say you're an 80s fan, but
Oh,
we're
I
putting it
she's
to
gonna
the
kill
test.
this. I think she's gonna kill it.
All right,
I don't
you want me to
know.
go first?
Yeah, you go
I don't
first.
know.
Yep.
Okay.
So I do have a standard fallback answer, and when you give me a question
Oh,
that
I
I
can't wait.
don't know,
All right, what was the third track? Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I didn't even believe it. I was like, all right.
All right, what 80s film follows a high school student who fakes being sick to skip school and go on a series of adventures in Chicago?
Ferris Bueller.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Killed
Nailed it.
All right.
Bueller.
All right, number
Bueller.
2 coming up. Oh, I know she's gonna kill this one. I put Guns N' Roses. All right, what was the name of the debut album by Guns N' Roses released in 1987, which featured "Welcome to the Jungle"?
It's not Spaghetti Incident, is it?
I'm looking.
Oh,
Hold on.
I doubt it.
Oh, it has to do with spaghetti.
Yeah, you something to do with it?
It's
Eat.
appetite for.
Appetite for Destruction.
Nailed it. All right, we'll give
See,
you a half a point
yeah,
on that
right,
one.
Give me a half point.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I even had to look. I did have to look at that one. Oh, she's got this one.
What song by Twisted Sister became the anthem of rebellion in 1980s, famously featuring a music video with an angry father?
Cyndi Lauper. Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
No, the Twisted Sister song.
Oh, Twisted Sister. Well, no, that's quiet.
Yep, that's
we're
it.
gonna take it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
nailed it.
Trust your gut there. You had it.
Yeah. All right. What Motley Crue bassist wrote the band's autobiography, The Dirt, which details their wild antics in the 80s?
Nikki Sixx.
Yes, my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a couple more.
Okay.
What iconic 80s metal festival held annually in England helped launch... Yeah, this is a tough one. Helped launch bands like Metallica and Def Leppard to international fame.
So I believe they played at Wembley. Was it Glastonbury?
So this one's a tough one. I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
give you this one because
Okay.
this was like the hard. I had to put one kind of difficult one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called Monsters of Rock, and it was at Donington Park.
Oh,
so
yeah, I want to guess that.
Yeah,
We'll give you another one to see if. All right. Which hair metal band's original lineup included Stephen Piercy, Robin Crosby, and Warren DeMartini?
That would be Rats.
See, perfect. We should have
Oh my God.
Nailed
I
it.
can't even believe that.
nailed it.
All right,
So-
we got 4.5 out of 5. I like that.
Yes.
All right.
You
all right,
crushed it. Well, thank you, Robyn, for coming on.
you.
I had a blast. I learned some stuff that I didn't
too.
know. So
Oh,
thanks for sharing our story.
So
Your
you
story
don't have
with
to wait
us.
for the movie. I'm right here. You can ask me anything.
Yes. Like I said, part 2 of the interview. We're going to do another one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. Thanks for all y'all do. And the great guests that y'all put on Roanoke Live is just the bomb. I love listening to it. It's funny, it's light, and it just, I don't know, it just adds so much to what we do around here. And I don't know if people realize all that goes on. We do work.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I promise.
Put that
I
out there.
promise.
We do work.
Every time they see us, we're just goofing off. But yeah.
For real, though.
Well, thanks, Robyn. We try to have fun on here, and we have a blast. So, but thank you for giving us the space to do something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.